What's up, guys, and welcome in. So I wanted to talk about how people select realities that they don't prefer often, right? This is how people get into like these eras of having like a bunch of like bad luck and circumstances and situations that keep happening over and over again, and you feel like the universe is against you, right? But I want to explain the snowball effect that happens that causes this for people. So essentially, when you are presented with a quote unquote problem, right? So let's start right there. When you say something is a problem, you immediately limit it to turning out these particular ways, right? So you've assigned meaning to an event that's going on. Let's think of like a bill, right? So you're presented with, let's say, a $2,000 bill out of the blue. You don't even know like how you're gonna pay for this thing, or you weren't expecting it, or even if you have the means to pay for it, it's still uncomfortable. And immediately you think this is a problem, right? The more you think about it, the more emotional energy you start to send towards it. And the only thing that's required for you to select the reality that you want or don't want is emotional energy. So when you view something as a problem and you start thinking about, damn, like I wasn't expecting this, how am I gonna do this? Is this isn't fair, like this always happens, that sort of thing, right? I want you to think of it like this. When you go to a search engine and you type in disaster, right? It's gonna show you all the results for disaster. It's not gonna give you a disclaimer like, oh, hey, don't search this. It's just gonna show it to you, right? So like instead of thinking of it like, oh, I'm searching disaster and I'm just looking at all these disaster videos, it's experiential. So like when you think, oh, this is a problem, and you start sending emotional energy towards the problem because it's something that feels uncomfortable, and you're just like, oh my God, like another one, you know what I mean? When you get like that, you're essentially typing in, this is a problem, into the search engine, right? Or just problem, right? Or scarcity, right? If we wanted to go down to like the root of the energy that you're sending emotionally, scarcity, right? Now, the universe naturally is able to make a variety of different things happen, right? It's a very highly intelligent machine, right? So you have a part to play when you are navigating reality, right? There's the macrocosmic nature of the universe, and then there's you who's creating the reality that you want. So when you get into those modes, you're essentially typing in, hey, I want to experience more of the same, right? This is why some people will reference your emotional state as like a ripple for the rest of reality. If you feel peaceful, peaceful things happen. If you feel angry, there are more things that happen to trigger the anger. So it's very important to understand how the emotional state works when you're trying to manifest something, or if you're trying to extract yourself out of, loops, right? Because it's very easy to look at a problem, get upset. Now you're upset. The universe reads that, and it gives you more things to be upset about, right? It's parallel to the idea of like a bad day, right? Where you're just like, oh my God, why does these things keep happening? It's one thing after another. Like you stub your toe, then your car breaks down, and bills, and you know what I mean? Like it's perpetuating itself because typically people get emotional about. Sorry, my camera's going up. Typically it is the emotions. Sorry, I lost my train of thought a little bit. The emotions that you feel towards the idea that you're presented with, right? A bill, although can present itself in a physical form, like a paper or something you're seeing digitally, is an idea first, right? The universe is very good at handling ideas, right? Handling things that are non-physical, right? So when you think about it, the bill is mostly a thought form, right? This can resolve itself in a variety of different ways. And if you are open to just being like, okay, I see this thing, but I'm not going to assign this meaning. I'm not going to feel like this is something that I want to perpetuate in my reality. So another way to think about this is understanding that, the universe is a reflection of you, right? So when you pay, money is in circulation. It is not something that is gone, right? To say that money is gone is to assign meaning to it. So experientially, that's what you're gonna see is like, oh, I spend it and then it's gone, and then I don't know how to get more, or I gotta work hard to get more, or whatever. But this is all stemming from the idea and the meaning that is assigned to situations or money itself, right? So we have to really address the inner to see things change, right? And this can be very challenging. I totally understand. I've gone through it myself, but it's something that I think is important because a lot of people go through these things, and it doesn't have to necessarily be tied to money, but that is, a common issue that pops up for people. This can apply to relationships or anything, right? When you assign a meaning to a thing, like, this person always does X, Y, and Z, or I always have, an issue with this person or my coworkers or whatever the case may be. This is assigning meaning or assigning meaning. So experientially, you're going to experience it, right? You have filtered your results to this person is an asshole or this person does this, So it sounds odd, but when you expect the best out of people, right? Truly, right? When you can be at peace with things that have happened already and be like, you know what, I trust that this person is on my side, right? And really feel that, right? And send the energy of feeling this person's on my side. That's what you will start to experience. Now, reality is an echo, so you may still get a few remnants of the old frequency when you're doing this, but if you just hang in there in that state, you will start to see that reflect, right? It's very, very, very important to acknowledge when you see hints of something happening. Going back to the bill example, let's say that you get hit with a bill, but you also get paid. Let's say it was $2,000 bill, but you randomly got $1,000, right? You don't go, damn, I still got to pay $1,000 on this thing. You go, damn, I'm so grateful that, this came through because that's really helpful for this situation, this circumstance that I'm going through. And I'm really grateful that the universe has my back, right? If you don't pay attention to the things that are in front of you that are blessings, right? You're not sending emotional energy towards them. You're not sending emotional energy towards the stuff that is actually happening that's a positive, right? Whether if it's a discount in some other area, whether if it's random money, whether if it's, someone just wanting to help you out or communicating and getting something reduced, whatever the case may be, all of this is potential for something to work out, right? So I hope that this is helpful in some way, shape, or form. I could go in on this topic for hours, and it's been very transformative for me. Just like not looking out there, right? Out there is not real. Only the inside is real. Inner is real. This is not real. This is an echo of the inner. So please remember that. And I appreciate you guys, and I will see you later.